Hello, everybody. Good to see you, whether it be morning, afternoon, evening, night, and whenever you are watching this. Sorry for a little later that this is coming out today. The biggest thing is today I had the Henry County Ministerial Association. And so within that, I was able to join with a number of my brothers and sisters in the ministry to join together in ways in the community to better share the gospel. But today, in sharing the gospel with us all, today we have the Gospel of Matthew, the 20th chapter, beginning with the 28th verse. And it states, "Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many." We look at this verse today and we see the importance of Jesus. And obviously, we know always Jesus is important, but just how important this situation is. He refused to be guided by anything else than his reason for coming down to this earth. He aimed at one goal in anything and everything. He was born, he lived under the law, he did miracles, and he continued to do the will of the Father, even to save humanity from sin. He could have chosen to come in power and might and glory. He could have demanded the people to bow down and worship him. But instead, we hear that he was a humble servant. He washed his disciples' feet. He healed the sick. And even on an account of all the insults, mocking, spitting hurled at him, we see that for the salvation of the world, he hung and bled and died. When we look at the nature of being served or serving, this world defines greatness vastly different in money and power and fame and you lesser serving me up at the top. And it's always great to be the top dog. And yet the way of Christ speaks to us quite the contrary. In a world that elevates self-interest and pride and power, Jesus, the way of Christ, the way of the Christian, is of loving service and self-sacrificial love. He shows us that a leader is not just lording things over others, but to serve them, to care for them, to provide for them, to come alongside them. And it says for a ransom as many as well. We know Jesus did not come to be served because he knew the need that we had was much greater. It was not us for a king, but it was the nature that he, as a king, would lay his life down for our benefit, that we would then go ahead and serve him in everlasting righteousness, innocence, and blessedness. That from the time that he was born and the angels rejoiced to the time that he gave up his spirit and said, "It is finished," we see the Lord continuing to serve his people. As we reflect on this passage, my prayer this day is that we would be reminded of the upward call that the Lord has given to us. His love and his sacrifice would let him do no other than lay down his life for us. And we, as Christians, are called to lay down our lives for others. What that might mean is giving of not so much the monetary aspect, but giving of the time, of the effort if somebody needs it. Maybe our families, maybe our communities, our church as well. Could be through acts of kindness and bearing with one another. Could be by seeking out the other's good as opposed to our own. My prayer is whatever the form that it may be in your life or others' lives, that we not be so prideful to not get our shoes dirty or cold and freezing like it is somewhat outside, but to offer our lives, as it states, as living sacrifices in Romans 12, offering our lives in service to the one who served us first. And so on this Wednesday, know that the purpose of God coming and dying for you was to redeem us from all sin, death, and the power of the devil, and as well for us as the Christian life to care for our neighbors as our Lord has first loved us. That's all I have for today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. God be with you all. Bye now.